Welcome on back, everybody, to another episode of Comic Conquest. We're back for Young Justice, which came back recently. A show that me and you love dearly, I think. Young Justice Phantoms. The next arc we got was Calder. I really think it's the Atlantis arc in the Phantom of Atlantis. And we'll hop straight into it with them at Poseidonus, right? We hop straight into Atlantis' story, where they're trying to have a meeting with all the seven seas.
The city states or whatever they call it.
Yeah, and I mean, we got a lot to talk about. 4 episodes. I'm gonna kind of just skip through things. They have these meetings. They're disagreeing. Calder's kind of just there being Calder. He's like, yeah. And we find out that everybody's disagreeing. I forget what the conflict really is between them. Oh, the borders, right?
It's borders and who's the rightful king and blah blah. There's a prophecy and you know what? That shit's happening and they're like talking and they're disagreeing. They're like, let's take a break. And then during that break, this is when the child strikes, right? And one of the pillars fucking bursts through the ocean and like a red death ocean's coming out, which is part of the prophecy.
I think we should say first that Ocean Master attacks the first.
Oh yeah, Orm attacks at one point, and then they're just like, "Fuck it."
And then a mysterious figure comes and saves them. And then we see the Red Pillar of Death, and they talk about the prophecy of 3 and the one true king or whatever. And they stop. They're struggling with the pillar, and then Mira's like, and then Orm's like, and then
he's like, I really wanna, you gotta save the ocean to rule the ocean. Yeah. And it's like, you know what, that's fucking facts. And then the mystery guy comes back and he's like, and we're like, oh my god, who is it? And then like
this whole time Aquaman's like 100 miles back, like
Yeah, and then like because Aquaman went to go save some guy, right? So that's why he's not there. And
he doesn't have any magic powers anyway.
Yeah, he also doesn't have any magic powers. He's a little bitch.
Yeah,
fucking Aquaman. Jesus Christ.
And then they save it, and then Orm's
like, yo, who the fuck are you? And
yeah, and then the guy's like, it's me.
King.
It starts with an A.
Yeah, it's
Vandal Sage's grandson.
Arian, King Arian. I remember that for bad reasons.
The first leader of Atlantis.
Yes, the first king, the grandson of Vandal Savage.
The first metahuman, technically.
Homo Magi.
There you go.
And he's an immortal. And last time we saw this fucker, he was like, don't sink Atlantis. That's dumb. And then gets crushed by his grandfather's head.
Yeah.
It was big rip.
Yeah, and then everybody's like, the prophecy's real. King. What's his name again?
Arian.
And then they're, Aquaman's obviously like, suspicious. He's like, I don't know about this.
He's like, but I'm king. Dumb.
So he sends Calder away to go. And
he's like, yo, Calder, I want you to go down to the ruins of an old Atlantis, right? You're gonna go find that crown. We're gonna DNA test this little shit. And Calder's like, sounds good, my king. And he's like, I'll take my boyfriend. And Lagoon Boy, and you know what? I gotta give Atlantis credit. They just go fucking wild with relationships. They're like, anything goes, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I should also note, this show, I mean, I think I've said it probably every Young Justice as we do. It's a fucking adult show now, dog. The stuff they're dealing with.
Hard.
This whole time, Calder is like, dealing with so much grief and shit. He's like, it was almost a little too real for me. I was like, let's just get back to the fun superhero shit.
Legitimately, at the start of this arc, they go, Calder, you should take a break. Because, Ted died, then Jason died, then Tula died, and now then Wally died, and then Superboy died. And then Calder's like, no, I must continue to go, seeing as people need me. And Dick's like, you fucking stop. And then everybody else is like, Calder, please. Anyway, they start going down to old Atlantis, and then
they DNA test what's his name? I keep forgetting his fucking name.
Ocean Master?
No.
They DNA test Aryan.
And it comes back to be...
Well, they DNA test it to Vandal and
Cassandra. And it's like a positive. So you're like, well, fuck, I guess he isn't immortal. I mean,
guess. Is he invincible too? And also, by the way, it was highly suspicious that Orm was here.
Yeah.
Because if you all remember, Orm got decapitated as fuck.
I will not be denied my revenge.
That's what the light assumed. That's why I'm here.
Last season.
Yeah, Orm
he went crazy.
Appeared to be dead. I guess he's just been in prison for 6 years. Anyway. Aquaman is suspicious.
Aquaman's just going around, he's finding people.
We'll skip more. Eventually,
blah.
Calder is underneath the catacombs for a month. A whole fucking month.
Yeah, he's there for a long time. Oh, and Dolphin joins him, because she can light up.
Because story.
Cool, I guess. But anyway, they're just going down there. They're fighting crabs and shit, and then they finally find it eventually.
And
they find the crown, right?
While they're underneath there finding the crown, Atlantis is fucking in a riot, dog. They're like, the one true king, we don't like fake king. And so the whole fucking all the city states are fucking in a bind, because they're like, everybody's not listening to our dumbass. So they're like, we gotta elect a new king. And everybody's like, I wonder who will elect, Aquaman or the original king of Atlantis. And of course, they elect the original king of Atlantis. And everything's happening at once, basically. At the same time, Miss Martian, who's been going through a fucking whole lot of shit that we haven't mentioned yet, we will at the back end of this, is looking at Orm and is like, we don't think you're fucking real, dog. And Orm's like, what do you mean? I'm me. And then
Orm said some sketchy shit that Arthur was like, yo, I never visited your ass. The fuck? And so Megan's like, let me in.
And we find out that Orm is a clone.
He's a clone modeled after the old Orm. And then he saw that Aryan is a clone. But he's not just a clone. He's old Orm put in Aryan's body so that he can... get the crown and rule Atlantis and have
the right way.
And the crown Lord of Orders, right? And they're like, I forget exactly what it does, but it's just like
so. First of all, I didn't realize this because I kind of thought that his magic crown gave him powers, but the Vandal Savage's grandson's body is super adept to magic. It's immortal. And he said something else. It has like superhuman fucking abilities or whatever. And I was like, holy shit. And then Ocean Master just gets this body.
Yeah.
And so he's like super good at everything now. And I'm like,
yeah,
whatever. And he gets elected as king as all this stuff is getting revealed. And Aquaman's now like, I know it's you bitch. I know you're in there.
And Orm's like, yeah, shut the fuck up, huh?
Yeah.
You bitch.
And Aquaman can't say anything because he just got dethroned. So if he said anything, he would look stupid.
And then Calder comes up. He's like, my king, oh shit.
I got the and then
what's going on?
Orm in the body is like, give me that shit. And then he's like, he puts it on. And then the Lords of Order are like,
bitch.
nah, you're not real.
Fucking
zaps his ass.
Disintegrates Old Orm, and so now Old Orm is really fucking dead, and the crown loses all whatever magic it had.
Yep.
And then Aquaman's like,
It doesn't lose all the magic it has?
It does, because Mera picks it up.
Oh, yes,
she's like,
Mera mentioned
it's all gone. And then she's like, oh, my King Arthur. And Arthur's like, nah, dude, I wasn't even part of the prophecy. You were the King, Mera. And then Mera's like, sure, I guess. And everybody's like, you're Mera, you're the king. And then then everybody's happy.
And then Aquaman, so like just to wrap this story up, Aquaman's like, Calder comes up to Aquaman. I guess Calder's Aquaman.
Calder is Aquaman.
But he comes up to Arthur and he's like, so what are you gonna do now? And he's like, Arthur's
I'm gonna raise my son.
He's like, I'm gonna risk my kid and probably become Aquaman again. And then Calder's like, okay, I'll step down. And then Aquaman's like, no.
Nah, dude.
If there's 4 Green Lanterns and what else does he mention?
There's like 2 Flash and 2 Flashes.
Yeah.
And which, hold on for a second, I was like, yo, when the fuck did Bart become? Oh no, Jay Garrick.
Yeah,
that's right. He exists.
Yeah. That's what I said too. That's what I thought too. And then he's like,
then we can be. There could be 2 Aquamen or 3. And looks at Lagoon Boy. I don't even know why Lagoon Boy. Like, it's just like, my king.
I was like, fucking Ben Tennyson's Aquaman.
Peter Parker, Ben 10, and Aquaman.
Yeah. I was like, okay, whatever. Okay. I was like, good for Calder, and Calder's finally like, I need a fucking break.
Yo, dude, I need a fucking moment. He goes to Black Canary. He's like, everybody is dead. Oh my! And they keep mentioning Jason, which is prediction.
They keep mentioning Jason. But he's like 10 years ago. I saved Superboy. Yeah, which I think the show came out.
It wasn't.
When did the show first come out?
It was like 12 years.
Okay.
12
years ago?
I double checked, or like 11. I double checked. I was like, no way, today's the date. No,
that would have been gas if they had it.
I know. I was like,
missed it.
Anyway, like, yo, April, and I'm like looking at it. I'm like, oh no, never mind.
It is kind of crazy what he's talking to Black Canary, because you kind of realize how long it's because it's only been 4 seasons. Like you can't really get all the shit in between, and then you start. It's
been a decade for him.
Yeah.
For them.
Anyway, we'll wrap up Calder's thing. The Phantom of Atlantis, I think, was supposed to be Aryan. Ocean Master and Aryan.
Yeah.
Calder really doesn't have a Phantom besides all of his dead friends.
I think that would qualify.
Anyway, we'll get to the other thing here. Beast Boy. We also have another thing to talk about after Beast Boy. But Beast Boy's just to sum it up shortly, I was like, fuck you, Beast Boy. What an asshole. I think that's all I really want to say about it, because I don't even want to give this guy the fucking time of day. He's an asshole to all of his friends.
Since Cole won't, basically, Megan does an intervention, because Fred Bug, or Forager's like, have you met Beast Boy? He's kind of killing himself. And Megan's like, oh shit, no way. So she goes up to him and is like, hey, you should stop. You like lost everybody again, and it's different this time. And then she does an intervention where there's Blue Beetle, there's Static Shock, there's Wonder Girl, there's Robot Man,
Doom Patrol guy. Apparently, Doom Patrol's canon. They're all dead.
Oh yeah, no, we established that last season.
Oh, did we? I don't remember.
Mento's alive. Okay. The guy, because he was his boss, his dad, and he's just like, fuck you, Gar. And Gar was like, fuck you, Mento.
You're right.
But all of them are dead as hell. And basically, Robot Man was like, you said I should keep going. But it's too bad that it couldn't get another voice, and it's just the same guy that does Calder, Black Lightning, fucking every guy.
And then Beast Boy's like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah, he's just like, that's cool. Anyway, you're a bitch, and moves on. So, that'll be interesting.
I mean, that kind of really pisses me off. And then
but I guess it's real.
Yeah, we get to. Yeah, I guess it is real, right? It's a fucking adult show. We're dealing with grief and death. And I'm like, where's the cool, fun shit, guys?
Oh yeah, and then the last thing is
Superboy.
Connor, because Connor's dead.
somewhere. I honestly, do you have any?
No, it says it in the. I think it's credited to Jack Kirby, of course.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's Fourth World. I think they call it Fourth World, created by Jack Kirby. And I was like, that's cool. I should research that for our episode. And I never did. Because, I'm a professional. But basically, Connor's just like jumping around with Phantom Girl. And he's going fucking nuts, right? Anyway, they're like jumping around. Connor's losing his mind. He's seeing Wally. Yeah. He's seeing Megan. He sees Superman. And then the bizarro Superboy fucking snaps Clark's neck, and he's like,
the full-blooded Kryptonian. And he also, I thought what was cool is he has the flashbacks to season 1 and 2. Specifically that scene where he's like lasering the guy and like punching the shit out of him, where his eyes are huge. Also, you're gonna see like how far the animation come, because I saw that flashback. I was like, wow, that was good animation to me then, and now like the show's really.
But the bus goes by, and so we get teased to what's going on there. But also in the present, I'm trying to blast through this because we should just continue. The Legion of Superheroes show up. They're like, Mr. Superman. He's like, no, I'm Clark. What the fuck? And he's like, yeah, just meet us up there. And he's like, okay. And they're like, look, we really shouldn't be saying this to you at all, but we need you here at this time to replace Superboy, and you'll know what to do, right? Don't think
just ask yourself, what would Superboy do?
Yeah, okay. And he's like, I don't understand, but okay, you got it. And then they're like, okay, we're still kind of fucked because our time's still there,
and they low-key were like, Superman didn't just fucking listen to us because we would have disappeared.
They're like, either Superman didn't listen to us, or we fucked around with time so much that we're just out of our time stream. And so, who do you go? All right, class, it's time for a pop quiz. Who else fucks around with time? Incorrect. Barry Allen is not the right answer. It's his grandson. Bart Allen. They go to Bart. They're like, yo, Kid Flash, we need your help. So I wonder if Bart knows them, or if he's from an earlier point and they're later. Because I know they're like super future.
They're so far. He's only, because he's the grandson of Barry. They're so far that it's like thousands. Bart's only so far.
Yeah.
This is my, well, let's get to the review of the Atlantis arc
review.
Before I get to the predictions.
I really like this arc. I thought it was super solid. I'd give it 8.
I 100% agree. If you watched it, it's super solid. It's Young Justice.
Oh, it felt like Young Justice. I
was not expecting, I'll be honest, the Vandal Savage tie-in with his grandson. We also get to see Vandal Savage freak out a little bit at the end.
We get to see Vandal lose. Like, actually lose. And then, Dr. Fate comes in and is like, fuck you, Dad.
Dr. Fate's literally like, fuck you, Dad!
Hey, yo, you a bitch! And then leaves.
Which was really dope. So 8, yeah. And then I want to get to the predictions because there's a lot to talk about.
Go. Predict now. Go.
So speaking on the Bart thing, and the time travel, we've seen how many seasons? 4 seasons at this point. We have not even got a mention of the Speed Force yet. I think Bart's gonna try to help them, and he's gonna run to the Speed Force and try to time travel them, and that's when he's gonna realize that Wally might be alive. I think we'll get a hint of that. He's gonna run in there, and he might hear Wally's voice or see Wally. We of course saw the Superboy saw Wally, so we know the voice actor's been doing stuff.
Oh, real quick, when Artemis shows up for like 5 seconds at the end of an episode, that was not fucking Artemis. That was not her voice actor.
Yeah.
It was someone doing a pretty good... No, like, it was a good impression, but, like, there were very simple, like, mannerisms or, like, speech things that weren't... The voice wasn't the same. I didn't look into who it was, but I could tell it wasn't the same person.
So I think we'll see... I think Bart might try to run it into the Speed Force and see Wally or something like that. That's at least what I'm hoping for. I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how they'll fix the time travel thing without mentioning that the Flash family has the power to run through time.
Yeah.
Like it's bound to come up because
Yeah.
Barry breaks everything. Superboy. What are we thinking for Superboy? Do you have any predictions about this?
So in one of the trailers, there was like a seance or some shit with Dr.Fate and with Zatanna's body and a couple other people, and I think Megan was there. And it looked like they were trying to find Superboy. I think they even said like, "We're gonna find Superboy" or some shit like that.
What? So how do you?
I think that's
realize
happening
he's
in
alive?
Rocket. Well, they realized he's alive. They know that
yes,
because
you're right,
Zatanna went through the bus's memories.
Yeah, you're right.
And they saw Connor. So that's, and I think Rocket deals with scientific magic or some shit. I don't fucking know.
I'm glad that they're kind of like let Rocket be fucking nothing and just make it a Superboy thing.
100%. I think that's their. I think that's 100% their plan. Is they're like, Rocket, you're gonna be here, or maybe they're gonna send Rocket in because she has a unique belt that will keep her from like disintegrating or dying or some shit, and she's able to retrieve him. But I don't know.
Yeah. And then they keep teasing Jason. They said they brought up Jason so much, dog. I was like,
there's like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
they keep mentioning him more and more and more. So I'm like,
the Red Hooded Ninja is coming, dog.
I'm over here like, please.
Yeah. Yes, of course. The episode layout, because we have a calendar. Nightwing is gonna have a little extra episode.
He should have 1 additional episode, just like the Zatanna arc, unless they want to fuck us over and be like, "Oh, Rocket!"
No! I don't think they'll do that. I'm honestly interested to see. I want Wally back so bad, but I don't know if it's gonna happen yet.
Because we're already bringing Connor back. I think we might, if anything, we'll get a tease at the end for Wally. And then next season will be, I don't know.
Do we have a confirmed season 5?
Maybe. I can look. Do you have any other predictions?
I have. I mean, that was the Wally thing was my only thing. As soon as they saw Bart and they're like, Bart, we need help time travel. Let's go to Bart. I hope they don't try to like fix his time machine or whatever. I hope they just have him. What's wrong? Don't tell me the show's over.
Yeah.
Getting into the Nightwing stuff is when it's going to get interesting, right? Because there's a lot of ground to cover, I think, over the past 10 years of stuff that's happened. I'm interested to see how many Bat Family characters are included inside the Jason storyline. Yeah. If it's going to be a Bat Family thing or if it's going to be a Young Justice thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways they could do it. We also found out Vandal Savage is keeping most of his shit on the War World, which was an interesting choice on his part. So I'm interested to see if kind of Vandal's thing is over for now, because we did see him majorly lose. It was a fucking big L for Vandal Savage. I think they kind of have to deal with all these characters that they've fucking been killing or have been dead.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll see a Vandal Savage thing until next season, or maybe we'll get a tease at the end. They got a lot of storylines going right now, which is fucking crazy. So we'll see how they balance it.
Yeah. Anyway, so what I found is it has been renewed for a 5th, it seems. But it might be the last season. But, you know, this is better than just being canceled with no conclusion. So we'll see. It's interesting, you know.
That is interesting.
But anyway, yeah. That should be about it, I think.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson excited for some bat shit.
Yeah, we haven't gotten barely anything about Nightwing this whole fucking season.
I know. They've kept him so restrained.
Yeah.
Like last season, they were like, we love Nightwing.
Yeah.
We love Nightwing. We love Nightwing.
I didn't get to say it this episode. I'll say it again. The writing team for the show I mean, you guys are geniuses over there. I can't. It blows me away every arc where I was like, honestly, I was like, Calder arc, I'm not that excited for. Calder arc, I really enjoyed it.
Fucking
Fire. I was like, Zatanna arc, I'm like, what do I want to fucking see from Zatanna? I was like,
I want to see that.
What you made, I liked it. So I trust these guys a lot.
Rocket, I'm sure they'll do something pretty good with it.
Yeah.
They haven't really missed, honestly.
Yep. All right, I think that's it from us, August.
Yep, that's...
Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your theories. Are we gonna see Wally this season? Who's the Red Hooded Ninja? I don't know who. Who could it be?
Who is the Red Hood? Is Damien coming? Are we getting Damien?
Damien and John Kent. We also saw John Kent. I imagine we're gonna have to see him again.
Yeah, there'll probably be another time skip.
Anyway. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.
I see a beautiful city and a brilliant people rising from this abyss. And in their struggles to be truly free, in their triumphs and defeats, through long years to come, I see the evil of this time, and of the previous time of which this is the natural birth, gradually making expiation for itself and wearing out. I see the lives for which I lay down my life, peaceful, useful, prosperous, and happy. I see that I hold a sanctuary in their hearts, and in the hearts of their descendants, generations hence. I see her, an old woman, weeping for me on the anniversary of this day. It is a far, far better thing that I do than I have ever done. It is a far, far better rest that I go to than I have ever known. Charles Dickens, A Tale of Two Cities.